What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. We're back with everyone's favorite Grand Party, can you believe it? And I think I got slightly lucky today in that a lot of the opponents that I was facing, a lot of people were leading with Dex teams, and I really like that. As the strategy that I've been trying to employ in this season has actually been working very, very well against Dex teams, utilizing that striker focus team against them, allowing us to provide health cuts, damage with Jack and Roger Whitebeard, charging our burst skill, and ideally wait to use the burst skill after Roger Whitebeard is launched, which does the health cut, hitting two characters through defense, proccing Luffy's passive skill for the revive mechanic, wait for someone to come off the bench, and then finish off with the wave clear of Gear 5. And thus far, it's been working pretty successfully. And the good thing about it is, when you go up against Dex teams, is they don't have really solid ways to charge the Gear 5 opposing burst skill, unless if they are using the newer character Big Mom, or characters like V1 Blackbeard, which provide pretty good health cuts. So you do have to be very wary of those teams. There was teams I was avoiding that had, you know, both Blackbeard and Big Mom on the front line for Dex, and those teams are very scary. You don't want to go up against that. But so long as it didn't have Blackbeard, I felt pretty comfortable going up against it, knowing that the opponent had a pretty difficult time charging their own Gear 5 burst skill. So we end up going against this side team with the really obscure health cut Whitebeard Akainu team, and somehow we're still able to pull out a victory with it, which is really impressive to see. Match number 2 here, we are once again up against a Dex team to lead with, and now we start seeing more hidden teams as we see that the side team is going to be the second team we come up against. So it's almost the exact same setup that we had in the previous match. So once again, we are going to be using that same strat. We're going to health cut and damage with Whitebeard and Jack, wave clear with Gear 5, and we're able to do that. I was a little concerned though. Blackbeard, I don't like going up against him this season, considering he does receive buffs across the board because he's Dex driven and powerhouse. So very scary to come up against him with increased statistics and increased special CT, which is the scary part. Launching that special very quickly, doing very good damage, charging the opponent's burst skill. Was getting very concerned here, but we ended up using our burst skill to enable us to get the knockout against the opponent, wait for someone to revive with Gear 5, someone come off the bench, then we go ahead and kill. So we pick up the first victory there, and the opponent just about has their burst skill. So knowing that my opponent will be using their burst skill in this next game, I don't really want to go with the Sai mirror match. As I said in the previous couple of videos, Sai mirror matches are not ideal. I don't like going up against them at all. So we'll go ahead and use our other health cut team against it. If we get the win, that's wicked. If we don't, we're going to have our burst skill with our side team versus some other mystery team. In this case here, the opponent uses the burst skill. We get very heavily health cut, and at this point I know that there's really not a lot that we can do. Ended up skipping the match altogether with a very, very swift 0-8 loss, which we don't like to see. But now we have our side team against a mystery team, and it actually ended up being a free spirit squad. So I was a little concerned about it, knowing that if I use my burst skill straight away, I could do that. But at the same time, my opponent has the Otama, and the Otama is a character that provides really good healing. So I didn't want to go ahead and use the burst skill, and then Otama just heals it all back. So I waited until Otama was at really low health or knocked out to then use my burst skill to kill Otama, so that the opponent would not be able to heal their HP back as efficiently as they can. And with that, we're able to pull out a pretty clean victory, especially once they're hard hitters of Oden Toki or Roger. I can't remember exactly who was on the team, or Luffy, Yamato. Once those characters are gone, that's pretty much it. So we pulled out the victory, luckily, in the third game of this match. And now move on to the third match of the video, and this one actually does have Big Mom on the front line, so I was a little concerned about that. And I think due to the way that Big Mom was kind of acting in this first game, I actually used the burst skill of Gear 5 a little earlier than I wanted to. Usually, as I said, I like to wait for Roger Whitebeard to go, proc Luffy's revive mechanic, and then get someone on the bench, and then go ahead and use the Gear 5 burst. However, Big Mom was about to launch her skill. She was really low HP. I wanted to get her off the field, because if she launched her skill and then I used my burst, it would have been a lot harder to kill the bench characters. So yeah, I ended up taking, taking the more conservative route and using it before the bench came online, just to give me a better shot at getting the victory. And I'm really glad that I did do that, enabled us to actually pull out the victory pretty comfortably in the end. And we just need one more win from these last 2 games in order to secure the perfect record thus far. And once again, it is against that side team, and we end up using the other health cut team of the Whitebeard and the versus Akainu. And yeah, it was a little concerning. I was a little worried about it, but at the same time, you know, if we end up losing it, then we're going to go ahead and have our side team with a potential burst. So this is the moment in time where I'm thinking, you know, I do have a really good shot at winning this game due to the fact that there's no Wano Law, which debuffs Powerhouse, luckily, but the opponent is very far off from launching their burst, and I'm about to get mine. So that puts me in a really good spot. I felt comfortable going with the burst skill straight away. I saw that Whitebeard was coming up. The order of specials really mattered here, so I waited for Whitebeard, then launched the burst skill, and then luckily enough, Pell comes up to actually finish off Gear 5, leaving just the bench, and we end the video. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. See you guys in tomorrow's grand party video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, I'll see you guys within the next video.